Welcome to a very special holiday edition of Raising Indiana. Let's start off with the most important question. First of all, Sheila, do you believe in Santa Paws?
I do believe in Santa Paws, and you know, I met Santa Paws just a few years ago. He made a stop at our local animal shelter to wish all the puppies and kitties a Merry Christmas and have their pictures made with them. And I actually have a picture of Santa Paws on my refrigerator right now.
Indiana also had the great fortune to meet Santa Paws this year as well in Plymouth, Mass. So we're very fortunate and very happy to have on our show today Santa Paws himself.
Thank you so much, Luke, for inviting me here.
And how are you related to Santa? That's the first question I have. Are you like his distant cousin or like the bad uncle, the black sheep in the family?
Actually, I'm more looked at as more of like the black sheepdog of the family, to tell you the truth, Luke.
All right. So how does Santa Paws determine whether a puppy has been naughty or nice?
Well, from Santa Paws' perspective, the worst thing a fuzzy butt can do is to pick on their brother or sister. That is the one thing that angers Santa Paws. He does not like to see that.
All right, now, Sheila, you got to give me the goods. First of all, who's been naughty and who's been nice in your pack this year?
That might be a loaded question. Now, you do know that I have 6 pets. I have 2 cats and 4 dogs. Now, it's a little bit of 50-50. We're still a few days away from Christmas, so we're still counting and we're still keeping score. But so far, it looks like out of all of my 6 pets that Bailey, and this will be no surprise to people that know Bailey, Bailey is definitely on the naughty list. He has stolen ornaments off of the tree. He has actually eaten presents that were underneath the Christmas tree. And he is just a typical naughty little boy. But we love him anyway, and his cuteness definitely makes up for anything that he has done wrong.
That's awesome. I can't wait to meet Bailey. He sounds like a hoot. You know, it's funny that we have a similar thing here. We put up a Christmas tree, and he only put lights and ornaments like halfway up the tree so Indiana wouldn't eat some himself. So we have kind of a half-lit, half-decorated Christmas tree. But the funny thing is like he didn't even need ornaments or lights to eat. He loves to just chew on the tree itself.
That's the way you know that when you walk into a home that there is a pet in the house. If you see a Christmas tree that's decorated only halfway down, you instantly know that that's a pet lover.
You know, I was actually at one of our supporters' houses, and they have the very same problem there with their kids. And it's interestingly enough, what they do is they mount their Christmas tree upside down from the ceiling. It's the coolest thing that I've ever seen. So what if Hudson and Indiana and I ever have a home again? I'm going to do that. I thought, wow, what a really cool idea.
That is a cool idea. Yeah, I like that. I wonder how Santa Paws leaves presents under the tree if the tree is upside down, though.
Well, maybe we'll just ask him that since we have him here today.
That would be a good question.
When's the cutoff date? When does Santa Paws say this is the absolute last day? Beyond this date, you can't redeem yourself. You're either going to get the goods, the presents, and the gifts, or you're going to get lumps of coal.
Luke, I take this very seriously, and I can tell you on December 24th at 11:59 p.m., that is when the cut-up date ends. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Santa Paws is watching all you fuzzy butts until that time.
So, Santa Paws, I got to know. So you have the list in front of you. As you see it right now, what percentage of puppies are on the naughty list or the nice list?
I usually don't like to divulge this information, Luke, but because it's you, hold on, let me get the list 1 second. Let's see, we got, hold on 1 second. Here. As of today, we're at 80% that are nice. That's wonderful. 10% get coal, and another 10%, you know, they actually think the coal is a present and play with it.
Santa, I have a question. Now, I have a little puppy named Bailey, and Bailey was very naughty today. And you probably already know this. You know this, that he stole an ornament off of the Christmas tree, and I guess he's in that 10% tonight, isn't he?
He is, but, you know, Bailey has time. He has time to make the jump from the
good.
naughty list to the nice list.
Oh, good. Well, he's going to have to work extra hard because Bailey is a very naughty puppy by nature, but he's trying his best to be a good puppy for Christmas so he can see Santa Claus.
I'm sure he'll come through.
I hope so.
Well, now, you know, in addition to chewing on the Christmas tree, I don't even need to give Indiana treats anymore. As you know, we're up here in New England this holiday season, and I like to have a fire in the evening. It's getting chilly outside. And I found that Indiana really, God bless him, he must have been a beaver in a different lifetime because when I'm not looking, as soon as I turn away, the first thing I see him doing is over there chewing on the bark of the firewood. I mean, it drives me nuts. Now, I know that he's definitely he's one of the 10%ers. He's going to be the one, as Santa Claus was saying, that, you know, oh my God, I got cold this year, yippee! It sounds like Bailey is the same way, right?
Bailey would be the same way. Bailey is part retriever and Great Pyrenees. So Bailey typically eats first and asks questions later. So he would eat the lump of coal and then look at you and go, oh, what was that? So he's definitely in the ranks with Indiana as far as eating the coal.
You know, I was just thinking about it. We ought to get shirts, puppy shirts, one for Bailey, one from Indiana. Like, you know, you have the Occupy people that we're part of the 99%ers. We ought to get them shirts that we're part of the 10%ers. That would be cute.
I love it. We should do that for next year.
Santa Paws, what's the number one Christmas wish that you get from puppies?
Well, Luke, I can tell you the number one, by far, request I get from all puppies is to spend much more time with their mummies and daddies.
I just have one question for Santa Paws. Do you
Yes?
ever meet puppies that are in rescues or animal shelters? Do they ever get to come meet Santa Paws and tell Santa Paws what they would like most for Christmas?
Yes, they do. Not only do they come to visit Santa Paws likes to go and visit them.
Oh, goody. What do they want most for Christmas?
By far, the number one thing they want is a beautiful home. To someday have their own mommy and daddy. And it does make Santa Claus a little sad to see them. But I try to bring up all my Christmas magic to try to bring them their wish. And that's the best that anybody out there can do, is to help Santa bring that Christmas magic to those little doggies that need a family.
And speaking of giving the magical gift of a good home for a shelter puppy, Sheila, why don't you talk to us about Reggie?
Well, as you know, we have a blog called Finding Fuzzy Butt 4, and the Finding Fuzzy Butts that we're talking about are Great Pyrenees, and typically the blog is about Great Pyrenees adoption as well as other things. But since it's the week of Christmas, we have an honorary Fuzzy Butt this week, and his name is Reggie. And Reggie was brought to our attention a couple of days ago. He is at the Austin Humane Society in Texas, and Reggie is an adorable 2-month-old Doberman. He's a purebred, and he was brought in to the Humane Society in Austin, Texas by a Good Samaritan who rescued him from a very difficult situation. He actually was the victim of a tail docking procedure performed in a backyard gone awry. Now, Reggie is healthy. He's being monitored. His medical needs are being met by the Humane Society, but he is available for adoption. And the Austin Humane Society is looking for preferably a local home, but I think they might make an exception if someone really fell in love with Reggie. Reggie is 2 months old, like I said. He's heartworm negative, which is very important with puppies. He has been neutered, and he is up to date on all of his shots for a 2-month-old puppy. So he's pretty much ready to be adopted and ready to go to his loving forever home. In January, when Reggie is just a little bit older, he'll be ready for a medical procedure that will repair his tail. And the Austin Humane Society already has a great working relationship with a local vet for Reggie. So Reggie has a relationship with the vet that would be willing to do the surgery to repair Reggie's tail. And he's absolutely adorable. You can find out more about Reggie on our blog, Finding Fuzzy But 4, on Luke's Facebook page, or you can call the Austin Humane Society, and their number is 512-646-7387, and we really want to get Reggie a home for Christmas.
Such a wonderful story and a perfect time for this year around. So for all of our listeners out in the hill country, my former stomping grounds, give the Humane Society a call or jump on our blog and find out. Let's find Reggie a home for the holidays. Sheila, what a very, very special edition of Raising Indiana. Thank you so much for everything you've done for us this year, and I look forward to next year as well. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you and yours.
Well, Merry Christmas to you, Indiana, and Hudson as well, and all of our listeners. And we do have a really exciting year in 2012 coming up. But I do hope that Indiana does get more than cold this year for Christmas. So Merry Christmas, Indiana.
Merry Christmas to you and your pack, Sheila.
Thanks.
Thanks very much to our guests this week, Sheila, our badass producer, and you, our listeners. From Hudson, Indiana, and your big dog, keep the faith and puppy up. And folks, support your local shelter or rescue and learn more about canine cancer at 2milliondogs.org.